Hi everyone, I want to talk a bit about patents and their use in medical technologies, etc. I think there's a huge problem with patents in the medical sphere, and the problem is this, that if a huge company, and it's normally an enormous company like Glaxo or one of the other massive companies, Pfizer, they will be working on a particular medicine, a drug, whatever you want to call it, and then they'll try and get a patent on it. If they do successfully get a patent on it, that means no one else can possibly work on that drug for 15 years. This I see as a huge problem, because when this drug is first made, it's probably not going to be that good. It really isn't. The example in IT, for instance, is the very first MP3 player. If anyone can remember these things back in the late 90s, it was a pretty useless object. In all honesty, it could store maybe 50 songs and that was it. It was very poor quality. Then over time, it improves with various iterations, normally depending on the number of people and companies, etc., that can work on it. Then there's this kind of reason to improve, and patents will really just get in the way of that process. So they bring out this drug, the big pharmaceutical company will bring out a drug, get a patent, and allegedly this drug is better than not having it, although most of the time it seems as though the side effects of these things are pretty terrible. And then what happens? Nothing can happen to that drug. No one else can work on that drug because it's patented. I don't think that patents are right in the medical sphere. I think there's a huge ethical problem with having patents with medicines and drugs. Can we realistically see a future where patents are maybe not allowed, they're disallowed? I think this is the only way forward, because the NHS is each and every year is spending more and more and more money on more and more expensive drugs, and where's all this money going? This money is, the vast majority of this money is going to a commercial company who are paying an awful lot of people an awful lot of money in the form of dividends, profits, huge salaries, etc. And the motivation for them to improve this drug is pretty small. It's not that great. Once they've had a patented drug out there, and once the NHS is buying it, that's it. It's pretty much going to stay as it is for 15 years. No one else can work on it. I think this is a wrong attitude. Apart from anything else, I've got on this page here a few demonstrations of some patents that I've gone through that are just ridiculous anyway. Apple patenting a glass staircase, completely absurd how anyone can think that's some kind of unique idea that no one else could possibly have. And then in 2012, Apple successfully sued Samsung for creating a screen that can distinguish between one or two fingers touching it. Again, this is completely absurd, to think that just because they were the first company to have developed this technology, does that necessarily mean that it wasn't, the completely obvious thing to be doing? Of course it was the obvious thing to be doing. And for them to feel as though they have a 15-year right to using this technology, to me seems completely ridiculous. And that sort of thing is going to be happening in the medical sphere as well. I really don't think the patents are the right way forward. I think that collaboration is the way forward, to have a lot of people working on things.